The construction work of Burj Khalifa was going on, so the whole structure was erected. The engineers of installing window panels on it thought that there is no rocket science in installing window panels, so they did not pay attention to it. But then what happened, which no one could have predicted, was the scorching heat of Dubai, and the temperature inside the Burj Khalifa reached 100 degrees Celsius during the day due to the installation of the window panels that were to be installed on the world's tallest building. At such a high temperature, it was not possible for a human being to enter the building. This problem was the biggest problem faced during the construction of Burj Khalifa, which put the entire construction team in trouble. Due to this problem, the interior design work of Burj Khalifa had to be stopped. The construction work was on hold for 18 months, but then something happened that woke up the drowning dreams of the management and engineers. Welcome to Histori Scapes. Viewers, Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world. 2,716 feet high, this building has cost $1.5 billion or 114 billion rupees. Rather, it is considered a great achievement in the history of building engineering. This great feat was completed by the engineers and workers through what difficult stages, what difficulties they faced, and how these difficulties were solved. You will be able to know all this in this video. Challenge number 1. The first challenge in building the Burj Khalifa was the construction time. Engineers were given only 6 years to complete this feat. The design required 3 years. If the design took 3 years, it was not possible to build the physical structure of the building in the remaining 3 years, so the engineers decided to start construction of the Burj Khalifa without a design. Excavation work therefore began in February 2004, but design work continued concurrently. Challenge number 2. When the time came to lay the foundation of Burj Khalifa, another problem arose. Usually, the foundations of tall buildings are placed on large rocks in the ground, but the site where the Burj Khalifa was to be built was either made of sandstone, then the small weak stones. Then the question was raised that if the tallest building in the world is built on the basis of these weak stones, will these weak stones really be able to carry that much weight? For this, the basic principles of science were used, which was friction. Yes, the foundation of the Burj Khalifa is built on 192 solid steel piles that are sunk 50 meters into the ground. The weight of the entire Burj Khalifa had to be evenly distributed over all 192 steel piles, not just 1 or 2. Challenge number 3. For the design of Burj Khalifa, the construction company Mr. contacted the top-level architecture firm in Chicago. The challenge was to design a structure that could support millions of tons of concrete and steel, with floors illuminated by natural light, and a 160-story building. He pulled it out overnight, and that was the buttress structure which was introduced in the world for the first time in Burj Khalifa. Challenge number 4. On the other hand, the construction team built one floor after another, but as they went a little higher, they faced another difficulty. The difficulty was that the concrete mixture they prepared and sent up would dry out as it went up. There was only one solution to this challenge, and that was the concrete section system, that is, thick pipes were installed from the bottom of the Khalifa to the top to convey the concrete to the upper floors. The total weight of the concrete used in the Burj Khalifa is equal to the weight of 100,000 elephants. So to pump so much concrete, the world's most powerful pumps were ordered to do the job. Challenge number 5. 3 years have passed since the construction work. 140 floors of Burj Khalifa have been erected, and the building broke the record of being the tallest building in the world on the 140th floor. But the cranes they had to carry the material up were only able to carry the material up to the 120th floor. The crane operators who handled the crane refused to work at higher heights, so HR firm hired various crane operators from around the world and brought them to Dubai. The operators spoke different languages, but they all had one thing in common: they were not afraid of heights. At an altitude of 700 meters, this crane operator spent 12 hours a day on duty and was known to even sleep in the cabin of the crane. Challenge number 6. With just 2 years to go before the Burj Khalifa was unveiled, all the floors of the building had been framed, but one thing was nowhere to be seen, and that was the glass panel. Yes, a total of 24,000 glass panels were to be installed on the Burj Khalifa. By installing them, the temperature inside the building will reach 100 degrees Celsius due to the extreme heat and altitude of Dubai. Installing glass panels would have used 10 times more electricity for cooling. It took 18 months to solve the building, but finally the famous engineer John Zarafa said that he had a solution to the problem, but that solution would be very expensive. John's offer was accepted because there was no other choice. John made a special type of glass that reflected the rays coming from the sun, but the price of this one glass panel was $2,000 and 24,000 such panels were to be made. The total amount was $3.06 billion. For which an entire factory was built in which only this class of panels was manufactured, and these aluminum glass panels were ready in just 4 months. Challenge number 7. In the last year of construction, Burj Khalifa was ready for launch. Gas, water and electricity were all done, but still something was incomplete. The end of the top floor of the Burj Khalifa was incomplete. A solid steel pipe had to be placed on top of it, the length of which was 136 meters and its weight was 350 tons. There was no crane in the world that could lift such a heavy steel to the top of the Burj Khalifa above the clouds, but it had to be done at any cost because now it was a matter of launching Burj Khalifa. Decided to build a 36-meter-long rod inside the Burj Khalifa, so the rod was carried up in small sections and reassembled at the top of the Burj Khalifa. Challenge number 8. The Burj Khalifa was completely complete, but due to years of dust and construction waste, the entire Burj Khalifa was covered with mud. For which no other solution was found, but the workers were hung from ropes and the total 24,000 window panels of Burj Khalifa were polished from the outside. This window cleaning work is still done with the help of workers. If you like this video, please like, share and press the bell icon.